Most people slow down when they hit their 70s. By the time they're 80, they're usually enjoying quiet mornings, maybe reading the paper, sipping coffee, and living at a gentler pace. But Clint Eastwood? At 95 years old, this man is still out there directing movies, playing golf, and living life like he's got decades ahead of him. It makes you stop and think, right? How is that even possible? What's his secret? Is it just good genetics? Some magic Hollywood health routine? Or maybe it's that old-school cowboy grit that refuses to quit? Today, I want to walk you through the surprising habits, lifestyle choices, and mindset that keep Clint going strong well into his 90s. And trust me, a few of these might really surprise you. They might even make you rethink how you live your own life. So, stick around with me until the end, because one of his most important secrets has nothing to do with food, workouts, or even medicine. It's something most people overlook completely, but it might just be the thing that keeps him feeling young. One of the biggest things about Clint is, he never really retired. You know how a lot of people dream about the day they can stop working so they can finally relax? Clint never bought into that idea. For him, work isn't just a job, it's fuel. He said in interviews that staying busy is the reason he still feels young. Directing, acting, producing, he doesn't treat these things like chores. He treats them like something that keeps him alive and energized. It's almost like his work is part of his health routine. And honestly, there's something to that. When you're doing something you love, it doesn't just make you happy, it keeps your mind sharp and your body moving. Passion projects aren't just hobbies. They can literally keep you younger. Now, when it comes to staying active, here's where it gets interesting. Clint's not one of those celebrities you see in the gym for hours every day with a personal trainer barking orders. That's not his style. He keeps it simple. He moves every single day, but it's not about intense workouts or pushing himself to exhaustion. He walks, he plays golf, he does lightweight training, and yes, even in his later years, he's gone surfing. The key for him isn't about overdoing it. It's about keeping the body moving consistently, without wearing it down. And honestly, that's a good reminder for all of us. You don't have to kill yourself in the gym to stay fit. You just have to keep going, every single day. Then there's his diet. You might expect some complicated Hollywood nutrition plan full of fancy superfoods, but nope. Clint's diet is actually kind of boring, and that's exactly why it works. He focuses on fresh vegetables, lean proteins like chicken and fish, and whole grains. He avoids sugar as much as possible and limits alcohol. And here's the part most people don't expect, he eats light at night. He's not loading up on heavy dinners before bed. In fact, sometimes he barely eats dinner at all. His rule of thumb is simple: don't stuff yourself. And that's something a lot of us could probably learn from. We're so used to big portions, especially at night, but Clint's approach is all about moderation. Eat enough to fuel yourself, but don't overdo it. But his health secrets aren't just about the body. Clint takes care of his mind as much as his muscles. He reads. He learns. He's always curious about new things. Even now, he still takes on creative challenges that most people his age would shy away from. He doesn't play it safe, he keeps pushing himself to grow. And there's science behind that. Experts say mental stimulation can slow down the effects of aging. And Clint is living proof. Of course, life in Hollywood comes with its own set of stressors. People often imagine it as this glamorous, perfect world where everything is shiny, and everyone's smiling. But behind the scenes? It's a completely different story. Fame comes with pressure. Long hours on set, endless deadlines, back-to-back interviews, the constant need to perform at your very best, it's a lot. And that's not even mentioning the public side of things. Every move is watched, every decision is judged, and people always have something to say. Most of us can step away from work when it gets too stressful, but for someone like Clint Eastwood, walking away was never really an option. And yet, despite all of that, he's managed to keep his cool. He has a philosophy that's guided him for years, one that keeps him grounded no matter what's going on around him. He once said, "Don't let the old man in." It's such a simple sentence, but it carries so much meaning. What he's really saying is, don't let age dictate your life. Don't let it decide what you can or can't do. Don't give it permission to slow you down. In other words, it's not about denying that you're getting older, it's about refusing to let that number control your choices. And when you think about it, that mindset is powerful. Most of the battle is in your head, and Clint seems to have won that fight long ago. He doesn't dwell on stress. He doesn't sit there replaying negative situations in his mind. He focuses on moving forward. Keep your eyes ahead, keep living, keep moving, that's his approach. And maybe that's why he's still going strong. Stress can take such a toll on your health if you let it take over. Clint refuses to give it that power. It's a mindset that anyone can adopt, but few actually do. When you look closer at how he lives day to day, you start noticing there are smaller habits, things that don't seem huge at first, but they make a real difference over the years. One of them is sleep. For Clint, sleep isn't a luxury. It's not something he'll catch up on later. It's a priority. He keeps a consistent sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up around the same time every day. It doesn't matter how busy life gets or how much work he has, his body gets the rest it needs. And that's huge, because sleep is when your body repairs itself, when your brain processes everything from the day, and when you recharge for tomorrow. Neglect it, and you'll feel it. Clint knows this, and he treats sleep like part of his health routine. Then there's joy, simple joy. You'd think someone with his fame and career would only be chasing big achievements, but it's actually the small things that matter to him. A round of golf. Reading a good book. Enjoying a warm cup of coffee in the morning. Sitting down and having a real conversation with a friend. He makes room for those moments every day. And that's important, because joy isn't just nice to have, it's essential for your well-being. Happiness and health are deeply connected, and Clint makes sure he doesn't let the busy parts of life push joy to the side. Another thing about him, he's curious. And this is something experts say is tied directly to living longer. When you're curious, you stay engaged with the world. You're learning, exploring, asking questions. You have a reason to get up in the morning, because there's always something new to discover. Clint's still meeting new people, still exploring new stories, still asking himself, what's next? He doesn't act like someone who's seen it all, he acts like someone who's still excited about what's ahead. And that attitude? It's contagious. It keeps your brain active, your energy up, and your spirit alive. And maybe one of the most underrated parts of his lifestyle, he's careful about who he spends his time with. We've all heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and it's true. Clint surrounds himself with the right kind of people. The ones who inspire him. The ones who make him laugh. The ones who motivate him to keep going. He doesn't waste time on toxic energy, and he doesn't keep people around who drag him down. Energy is contagious, and Clint makes sure the kind he's catching is the kind that keeps him moving forward. When you put all of this together, you start to see the bigger picture. It's not one single thing that keeps Clint Eastwood going at 95. There's no one magic habit, no secret pill, no miracle diet. It's the combination of everything, the way he moves, the way he eats, the way he thinks, and the people he surrounds himself with. He stays active, but he doesn't push himself to the point of exhaustion. He eats clean, but he doesn't obsess over every calorie. He keeps his mind sharp by learning and creating. He manages stress with a mindset that keeps him focused on what's ahead, not what's behind. He protects his sleep like it's part of his job. And maybe most importantly, he holds on to that quiet, stubborn belief that age is just a number, and that as long as you have something you love to do, you have a reason to get up in the morning. Now here's the thing, none of these habits are out of reach for the rest of us. You don't have to be a movie star. You don't have to have millions in the bank. You can start with one small change. Maybe you decide to go for a walk every day. Maybe you cut down on late-night heavy meals. Maybe you start reading again, or you reach out to people who inspire you. These little steps add up. And when you look back years from now, you might be surprised at how much they've done for you. So, I want to ask you, out of everything we've talked about, which one of Clint's habits surprised you the most? And if you could start adopting just one of them today, which would it be? I'm genuinely curious, so drop your answer in the comments. If you found this inspiring, you might also enjoy another video I made about 5 celebrity longevity secrets that actually work. That one's packed with practical tips you can start using right away. You can check it out after this, think of it as part 2 of this conversation. And hey, if this gave you something to think about, maybe even a little push to make a positive change, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can join me for more stories like this. And if you know someone who could use a bit of motivation today, share this with them. You never know, you might be giving them exactly the inspiration they needed. Because here's the truth, if Clint Eastwood can still be thriving, working, creating, and enjoying life at 95, maybe we all have more fuel left in the tank than we think. And maybe, just maybe, the old man or old woman we're afraid of letting in, we can keep them out a little longer, just by living with purpose, passion, and curiosity.